This is a short film about day 4 of the Footsloggers 2025 trip. It was Sunday the 11th of May. The usual plan for the final walking day of every Footsloggers trip is always to do a fairly gentle walk that everyone can enjoy together rather than splitting off into smaller groups. This year was no exception, and the original plan was to have another bus ride from Pooley Bridge and start the walk from Patterdale. However, the plan changed and we decided not to bother with the bus, but just do one of our familiar short walks, starting from the Sun Inn, then over to the Horse and Farrier at Dacre, via Dalemain. Numbers had slightly reduced for this walk, but there was still a fairly large contingent setting off from the Sun Inn at about 10 o'clock. There were 21 people and 2 dogs. Vinny had to go home early, so he and Mabel missed out on this walk. Zach and Jeanette decided to stay at the lake and do a bit of paddleboarding, whilst Pete, Yates and Paul decided to drive round to the pub and meet us there. Mick had an idea to get Pete to tie his Footsloggers flag to his walking pole and attach it to his rucksack in order to emulate the iconic image from 1982 in the Falklands of Corporal Robinson from 4-5 Commando yomping to Port Stanley with a Union Jack flag flying from his radio antenna. So, en route to Dalemain, that's what Pete did, and we got some great photos.
So we're recreating the Falklands yomp picture, yeah?
Yeah.
In video.
That's what he wants.
And she was lovely. She said,
Okay, we were going.
I mean,
You can start going.
Right, single file.
single file, by the left. Very clever.
As we approached the grounds at Dalemain, we could see that there was some sort of event taking place. There were various small marquees, people, horses and horse-drawn carriages. This turned out to be the Dalemain one-day event, organised by the North West Driving Club, which was founded in 1966 to foster good horsemanship and friendship amongst all drivers of harnessed horses and ponies in the northwest of the UK. We spent a few minutes watching the horses and then continued past the front of the mansion, following the path round the back. Dalemain is a large country house estate with a historic mansion and lovely gardens. The old hall dates back to 12th century. However, the impressive Georgian front was built in 1744. The Footsloggers have walked through the grounds of Dalemain many times over the years, and the usual route from Pooley Bridge crosses the River Emont via the little suspension bridge near Pooley Mill and then continues along the road from there to Dalemain. That road is often very busy, so this time we took a slightly different route to avoid the road. This was much safer and far more enjoyable. No doubt this will be our usual route on future visits. Just before reaching the village, we stopped to admire Dacre Castle and eat our packed lunches and snacks.
Hello.
Dacre Castle is a moated tower house constructed in the mid-14th century by the Dacre family. Many tower houses were built across the region during that period in response to the threat of Scottish raids and invasions. The moat is barely visible now and was only ever on 3 sides of the castle. In 1715, the castle was bought by Edward Hassel of Dalemain, and it remains part of the Hassel-McCosh estate. After careful renovation, it's now become a comfortable and extremely desirable residence, and it's rented out as a private home. You can see from this aerial view what great condition the castle is in.
Did he actually eat any of it?
Yeah, we did, yeah, but you get 2 sausages, 2 hash browns, but I don't think Pete doesn't eat the hash browns at all, I don't think. I just have one.
Get out of here.
Hello, Mick.
Close to the castle is another very interesting building. That is St Andrew's Church. The church that is there currently was built mainly in the 12th century, although there is evidence showing that there has been continuous Christian worship on this site since the 7th century. The church has a particularly outstanding modern window, which is a clear, etched glass window created by Lawrence Whistler, dedicated in 1994 to the memory of Sylvia Mary McCosh. In the bottom right-hand corner of this window, you can see a detailed etching of Dalemain House. Just after midday, 21 footsloggers were sitting in the beer garden at the back of the Horse and Farrier pub. The weather was very warm and sunny, and it was very relaxing to sit in the beer garden with cold drinks. One of the most popular was a very refreshing citrusy ale from the Great Corby Brewhouse called Lakeland Summit. Zooming out from the pub, you get a great view of Dacre village, including St Andrew's Church and the castle. At about 4 o'clock, the 5 footsloggers who hadn't left earlier decided to make a move back to the Sun Inn at Pooley Bridge to get ready for the evening, including the Fatter Award ceremony. There were 5 people left. That was Mick, Pete, Chris, Alan and Jane, along with Nellie, the little dog. Whilst the other Footsloggers had either driven or walked back via the safe route, the intrepid tail-end party were determined to risk the crossing of the ferocious rapids of the River Emont via the treacherous stepping stones, where, on a previous occasion, the river had almost claimed Zach. Yeah, there's one wobbly one, but you're all right. Come on, Nelly. Come on, Nelly. I know that's a big one, that one. Go on, Nelly. Come on, girl. Come on. Good girl. Brilliant. Nelly, come on. Well done, girl. Brilliant. On those little legs.
There's a wobbly one there. Two wobblies.
That's Zach's stone.
Is it?
That's just done to make videos more
I bet Alan will fall in.
No, he won't. No one can fall. It's too easy.
Oh, Zach phoned it.
Yeah, but it was deeper last
Look,
time.
this is the wobbly one.
Yeah, that's one of the wobbly
Hold on,
ones.
Pete. That's cheating using your stick.
It's just got sensible. When you get to a certain age, I need sensible. But I couldn't do it without it. It's a nice smell, isn't it, dude? It's a river smell.
Yeah. Alan, the wobbly ones are coming up. The next one's wobbly.
Stay on this side now.
Oh, hey, hey, hey.
We're all done.
Brilliant.
Leave it to you.
A minute.
What's the problem? What's the big deal?
Told you, Chris.
Fair play.
You believe me now.
Despite having consumed copious amounts of ale, all five, plus Nelly, made it safely across the river and arrived back at the Sun Inn just before 5.
45 minutes, wasn't it? Or 50 minutes.
Shortly after 7 o'clock in the evening, 26 Footsloggers were gathering in the restaurant of the Sun Inn to enjoy their evening meals. They were all eagerly anticipating the announcement of the 2025 Fatter Award. By about 8:30, everyone had finished their meals, so Pete stood up to give his usual end-of-event speech and make the formal announcement for who had won the Fatter Award for 2025.
See you next year.
Best speech ever!
You've had to do better than that.
The pressure's on now, isn't it? Anyway, as usual, it's always lovely to see you all. We have a few new guests in that far corner. Apologies for yesterday's saga.
Thank you for making us so welcome.
Kind of recovered.
That's alright, just leave your credit card.
So today, a little bit of to help people out, kind of calm down, chill out, and to get everybody together. So that's why we did the short walk today. No hills, 2 or 3 kilometres, not kilometres, I get
Miles.
contours mixed up. So.
I should have 2 or 3 pumps,
Anyway,
wasn't it?
I hope you enjoyed that side of things. Well, it's come to that time. What's that? Oh, Jane? Yeah, sorry. We have another glamorous new assistant. She wasn't sitting in my lap.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Good to see the new folks around here. Anyway. So I want to present this year's Footsloggers Award, and the reason I want to do it is for someone who's put a hell of a lot of dedication into what we're doing, motivation and massive support, despite knee problems. Chris. The run, which is
Park
one of the
run.
hardest ones
Park
in
run.
the UK.
Yeah, it is.
And he did that. So he did this.
Piece of cake.
And then came on my marathon endurance, I don't know, 12 kilometres or whatever it was. It was fantastic, the fact that he did that, came up here, did this, and he's camping on his own. He's the only person camping. Then to pass over to number one glamorous assistant.
Pete, I would just like to point out that at his age we were all camping.
Yes.
In those days.
And the weather wasn't this good either.
And we've provided him with breakfast as well.
Yes.
Those are the glamorous assistants. And there we go. Well done, Chris.
Well done.
Finally, got my hands on it.
Yeah, you got it now. So next year, we're at the same venue. It's going to be the, oh God, I knew I'd forget this.
7th.
On the Thursday, the 7th of May, for the advance party, and then on the Friday, obviously the 8th, for the slowies. I will have to do it again. Oh, weather's been the best ever.
Yeah, we want the same weather.
Don't throw me privilege and a pleasure to know you all. See you all again.
Well done, Pete.
Oh,
Congratulations, mate.
So, Chris collected the Footsloggers Award for 2025, and deservedly so. Which brings us neatly to the end of another great Footsloggers event. I'm sure everyone is looking forward to the next one. I know I am. Bye for now.